I had an outrageously good sourcing day. The day I had a couple days ago was kind of hit or miss, standard, finding stuff here and there. Today was just a landslide of valuable stuff. And I went out sourcing with my new buddy Mick, who recognized me off the channel. We went sourcing together, had a good time. First stop was a Goodwill. This is one of two very similar t-shirts that I found from this brand, Gramici, which is a climbing brand that I think is Italian. Some kind of context clue tells me that that's an Italian brand. Made in USA though, so maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it's like a knit t-shirt. I've only found bottoms from them, pants and shorts, and both are great sellers. There was a second one of these that had holes in the shoulder, and I asked for a discount, and the guy offered me $1 off of $8, so I passed on that, but that should still sell pretty well. In the last video I talked about rash guards for MMA, for jiu-jitsu and other similar keywords. Fighting rash guards, these stretchy performance shirts, especially the long sleeve ones. This was $7. Bad Boy, not that great of a brand, but the rash guard should sell itself. Rash guards for fighting specifically, not for surfing necessarily, but for fighting, are typically pretty good sellers. You probably already know this, but Affliction is still a great selling brand. Affliction and Ed Hardy, the overly mocked, derided macho brands from the 2000s, are still quite popular. And this is a pair of board shorts with a little badass thing there. Got this for $6. Should have no problem flipping pretty quick. Seems like these wind up in every single one of my haul videos. It's Da Hui, and this hybrid collection is especially desirable. These board shorts slash walking shorts are really, really popular, and $6. Some Da Hui shorts will flip within 48 hours, others will sit. I don't know the rhyme or reason there, but most of the time they sell fairly quickly. This is a shirt for me, actually. I'm taking pity on you, seeing me wear the same 3 shirts in my videos. So there is a new one, there's a little sneak peek. Second time finding this brand. Remember the logo? The brand is Shreddy Life with a Y. It's a skate or surf brand. Not very common, but really high demand for Shreddy Life pieces. And that's $5. Here's a pair of jeans that I got for myself that miraculously fit me perfectly. And here is my maybe once a month H&M pickup. H&M is best avoided for the most part, but something about this tells me it's going to sell. Couldn't find any exact comps, which is actually a pretty good sign. I don't love the size, it's extra small, but this is something that a woman might purchase as well. And $6 for an H&M used shirt is a pretty big roll of the dice, but I feel fairly good about it. Total was $55.92 there. And I thought, okay, you know, that was fun. We went and had coffee and we said, let's go hit one more thrift store. And I was originally gonna go to another Goodwill, and then I said, let's hit up this other one. And it turns out they were having a multi-tag sale. So certain tags were 75% off, others were 50% off, others were 25%, and I just got an outrageously good haul. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags of clothing, and the total cost was just over $80. I actually laughed out loud in the cashier's face when she said $80 because I had been guessing out loud that it was going to cost me at least $150. Okay, the first and worst piece that I got in this haul is a Chaps Ralph Lauren hemp blend shirt, or sorry, flax. So flax is not, is it the same as linen? I always get it confused. If hemp or flax are the same as linen, or if all three are synonymous, that's something that I should know, and something that you will remark upon in the comments, I'm sure. Please do. XL, it was 75% off, so this is just over $1. Wouldn't have picked up chaps anything if it was any more expensive than that. I just avoid it for the most part. But the hemp flax, the flax is pretty uncommon and it's a desirable fabric. Here's a pretty cool Columbia fleece. Columbia I don't pick up all that much. I like the PFG pieces, and something like this I will also pick up. I got it for oh yikes. Did I pay $20 for this? Oh man. What did I? Oh no. Alright. Well, I paid 20 bucks for this, which is a mistake. I thought I saw $9.99, but probably still turn a little profit on that. It has this weird space blanket interior, and it's big size, so I'll have to price that up a little bit. Here's another brand that I typically avoid, Banana Republic, but it is wool, cashmere, and angora, and it's a cowl neck. I think that's what that is called, or a God, what's it called? Shawl neck, right? Yeah, I was expecting this to have holes and stains, but it's pretty close to immaculate, and it was a black tag, which means it was 75% off, so probably a couple bucks. I was so in the zone in this place that I even shot the women's sections, which I never do. Here's a pair of pretty bougie yoga pants from Donna Joe. There's the tag. Pretty promising numbers. These are probably worth around 30 bucks, I'm hoping. And orange tag means half off, so these would have been around 3 or 4 bucks. A women's tennis skirt, new with tags. There's the brand, L-I-J-A. Pretty good numbers on this, and half off of 8, so this was 4 bucks. Pretty good. Kind of flying blind. Tennis clothing for women, not necessarily my wheelhouse, but I think I did good. And here's a Nike Pro pair of crop leggings, athletic leggings for women, and it's half half off of 10, so it's 5, and in really good shape. Nike Pro stuff is, at least for men, 100% sell through regardless of what it is. Nike Pro Combat is even better. Here's a Nike Pro, another Nike Pro tank top, women's tank top. It's an orange tag, so it's half off of 2. This was $1. You almost never get stuff for this cheap living where I live. This was full price. It's Lululemon. Do you know what this is? I hate selling women's clothing so much. I don't know what is this. Lululemon, whatever the hell it is, it will sell. Here's a brand I periodically pick up. PacSun is pretty uneven. Some of their shirts do quite well. These jogger pants apparently do quite well as well, and these were full price, so these were 7 bucks. Here's a new with tags Bixby shirt. Bixby, not a good brand typically, but it's 2XL. Oh, this is a Stitch Fix brand. That's why. One of these rip-off fast fashion box subscription services. Their clothing holds next to no value used. But new with tags, and it was a black tag, and they didn't price it up, so this was like $1.50 or something. Excellent, excellent brand that I don't find that much anymore. Marine Layer. Mostly women's clothing, but they do make men's clothing, and that is a men's shirt. This may end up going into my closet if it fits me. I didn't try it on. But this was another black tag, so probably $1.50. Marine Layer I will just pick up pretty much unconditionally. This maybe was the same person. It's another Bad Boy MMA piece. These obviously are shorts. They are fighting specific. They have this fly system here, which I think is specific to martial arts. So your wiener doesn't flop out. Okay, here is a really good bolo. This is an official Oxford hoodie. Oxford, Yale, Princeton, Stanford, Harvard, any of the big schools, the prestigious schools, their stuff will hold value. There's a lot of demand for it, and this is official Oxford, and it's new with tags. I don't know what color tag it was. I don't think that it even had one, so probably full price, so probably $7 for that or something, which is still a great deal. Polo Ralph Lauren 2XB big. The big shirts are great sellers for me, and this is a pretty nice polo. Don't expect a ton for it, and I got it for full price, so I think it was $4 or $5. This one I just bought on a whim. I don't know the numbers on this, but I really like selling cycling jerseys. I never have trouble selling them as long as you're conscientious about brand a little bit. They tend to sell very quickly. This is a local San Diego brand, Canary. The sell-through is always around 50% on this brand, but I just felt that I should pull the trigger on this for some reason. It was yellow, so full price, so probably $2 or $3. Here's another jersey. This is not a cycling jersey, this is a motocross jersey, I think, because it has this zipper back here. This is a guess. I don't know that this is necessarily true, but cycling jerseys, my impression is they all have these elastic pouches back here, which I think are for water bottles or something. And the motocross jerseys have this zipper pocket. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I could be completely wrong on that. But be on the lookout for this brand. It was in my last video as well. Fox Racing is a superb brand that nobody really knows about, seemingly, and the jerseys especially are great sellers. This actually has a lot of pulls and runs in the fabric, but I still picked it up just because I have so much confidence in Fox Racing, and especially Fox Racing jerseys. Never, ever, ever had a problem selling them. Here's another pair of Dahui shorts with kind of a crazy design. These should sell pretty quick, I'm thinking. And I have noticed that the swimwear sales are slowing down, seemingly coming out of summer, but there's still a pretty active market. Here is a half off of 10, so this was $5. Nike Dry Fit, or sorry, Nike Pro. Pullover. Full zip, half zip, yeah, quarter zip. This actually was the first thing that I found. My friend Dave, who I have mentioned a bunch on this channel, used to find this brand all the time, and he's the one that told me about it, and I'd never found it, and I finally found it. Dixon. Dixon makes flannel shirts for the most part. They may make like some other stuff as well, but it's almost all these flannel shirts. Super, super, super high demand, and even used pieces sell for really impressive money, over $50 all the time. And this is not used. That's new with tags. So I presume I will get somewhere in the ballpark of $80 for this. And it was full price, so I don't know, $5 or something, $5 or $6. Could be worth more, I don't know. There could be something specific about that, the Dixon Glory. I will obviously look it up before I price it, but that's the find of the year right there. That's even better than the butter cloth that I found. Okay, I'm not going to show you all of these individually, but these are all black tags, so these are all $1.50, and they're LL Bean Oxford shirts that are really well cared for, and they're all in the same size, 17.5 by 34, and I got a bunch of them. So here's one bag, here's another bag, there were 3 in there, so 7. Got 7 of them. These will all go in a lot, and I should get some good money for those. I avoid LL Bean contemporary stuff with with a few exceptions, but the vintage stuff sells quite well, but obviously there's money in that. So that was all that one thrift store. 80 bucks again for all of that, which is outrageous. I mean, at this point I was juiced up, I was tweaked out, I was firing on all cylinders, and my pupils were all dilated as hell. And so, as tired as I was, I wanted to keep thrifting. So we went to another thrift store, which is a big Salvation Army that I thought was one that I'd been to before, but apparently I've never been to this one, and it's really big, and it was excellent. And I got all of this as well. So, spent a lot more money, not a lot more money, but definitely more money here than at the place that preceded it. And I was in there for a long time, but it was worth it. Levi's Carpenter jeans are great sellers. These are not in immaculate condition. They have some wear on the cuffs there, but yeah, shouldn't have any problem selling those. And jeans, what do jeans cost? Probably $7 or $8. This is a gamble. The brand is You Must Create. They're wool pants. The brand doesn't have really high sell-through. It's like 60% or so, but the sale prices are pretty promising. Stuff sells for 30, 40, 50 bucks a lot. And this seems like something that's a little more valuable and a little rarer. So if I price this reasonably low, then I shouldn't have a problem flipping them. Excellent brand. Anything that you find Roots of Fight, just pick it up. It's all in demand. You cannot go wrong with Roots of Fight. This is a t-shirt that actually has a lot of flaws with it. It has a lot of discoloration. I don't think that that's factory condition. I think it is just fading and wear, but it doesn't matter. Roots of Fight will just flip regardless. And t-shirts for $2 here. Pretty good brand. I didn't run the numbers just out of laziness, but Spider with a Y does a lot of outdoor stuff, ski stuff, snowboarding, and this is just a basic t-shirt. This is another one I'm going to try on and maybe just appropriate for myself. But actually, this was a blue tag, and blue tags were half off today at the Salvation Army, so this was $1. Same with this, blue tag, $1. It's a cycling jersey tank top, women's size, and it's red. For some reason, my ring light is going supernova. There we go. There it is, there's the color. See the pockets? These pouch pockets? So definitely a cycling jersey, and Sugoi, another cycling jersey brand that's like 50% sell-through or so, but yeah, that should do pretty good. Here's a Lucky brand sweater. That is waffle knit or thermal fabric. I will use both keywords in the title. So Lucky brand has been doing really, really well. I've been pretty blown away by the sell-through numbers on Lucky. It's not an unconditional pickup, but it's pretty good. And blue tag, so half off of I think 6, so it should have been around $3 for this. If you find any Venice burnout pieces from Lucky, those are definitely in 100% sell-through. Those are my favorite to find. Here's another Spider jacket. I really don't find Spider that much. Only found a few pieces, but they've all sold pretty well. This is something a little spendier. This is an interesting brand. I don't hear it talked about a whole lot. It's Carbon to Cobalt, and they mostly do shirts. They make these horrible, tacky button-up shirts that do quite well. There's a lot of demand for those, and this is kind of a shirt jacket. Definitely out of season at the moment, but it was half off of, I think, 10, so this is $5. And should still flip, especially because I can price it down around 30 or 40 and just undercut the market. This one is for me. It's a Uniqlo linens shirt, and I think it's an XS, extra small, extra hobbit size, and you may see that in an upcoming video. Don't really pick this brand up all that much. The sell-through is okay on Kahala, but something about this print just screamed buy. So if I price that at 25, that should flip fairly quickly. This is a win on 2 counts. Peter Millar polo shirts are doing really well, or at least they were when I wrote the last manifesto. And obviously summer comfort is preferable, but just a standard Peter Millar polo shirt for the right price should sell. And also this golf course is quite popular. I searched this on eBay and there's more than 100% sell-through on everything with this name in it. So that should be a quick flip. The manifesto in question, that thing that I referenced, I compiled this big list of, I think, 300 plus brands of men's clothing, and I break down each brand on a category by category basis. So I tell you exactly what is selling and what is not selling, and there's a link to that in the description if that's something that you're interested in. It's available on a free / pay what you want basis, so if it's something you think you'll get value out of, then you can ship something in, or you can do it later, but it's there if you want it. And people seem to like it. So here's a Travis Mathew polo shirt. Medium. I don't pick these up all the time now because they're usually overpriced, but polo shirts are cheaper here. They were $4. And for $4, I'm happy to get Travis Mathew polos. Travis Mathew polos are a little bit overexposed, so you're gonna suffer longer wait times if you price the stuff up that much higher than like $22, $23. Travis Mathew medium, the second one, and I'll just list those individually instead of lotting them. Moving faster. Here's a brand that I see all the time. I don't know what the health of this brand is in general, but the polo shirts are doing really well, at least, and this is new with tags and full price, so $4. Still, Salvation Army seems to be not as guilty as Goodwill of selectively gouge pricing the good stuff. Here's one that I just bought based on experience, which can kind of be perilous at times. Vince is a shaky brand. It's interesting, like all of the contemporary brands with Vince in terms of the aesthetics, like Vince, John Varvatos, Theory, those kinds of brands tend to be really uneven in their categories. So one category will sell really well and other categories will sell dismally. I just know from experience that these lightweight hoodie sweaters from Vince are really strong sellers when the weather cools off. And so I just bought it based on experience. And sometimes it's good to, you know, calibrate ahead of time for seasonality. And this, I did a little dance when I found it. It is Sims, which is an excellent, excellent, excellent brand. Anything that you find Sims, just buy it. It will sell. It's fishing clothing. They make waders, they make fishing gear, but what we're concerned with here is clothing, and all the clothing sells great, and this will sell great. No problem at all. This one I was so-so on. Jerry is a really frustrating brand because they make stuff that feels very high quality and should be worth more, and it isn't. And this was new with tags. Would not have bought this if it wasn't new with tags. And I am just hoping that that wasn't a mistake. I, at this point in the day, was really tired of looking stuff up on the phone, so I was kind of just winging it. Pair of Prana Pants. Prana, another brand that's really uneven, but the pants, especially these hiking type, outdoor type pants, are great sellers right now. Their shorts are great sellers. The shirts not so much, but bottoms in both men and women are doing really well. And I haven't picked this brand up in a while. It's made well, but I was just in a buying kind of a mood. And I don't remember what the name of this was. I looked up the style code, but it has this speckling pattern on it. Pair of wide leg women's jeans. These are pretty on trend, these wide leg jeans, so those should do pretty well, and the sell-through numbers seem promising. Selling for around $40. And we're not done. This Salvation Army, I looked at the end of the session, I was exhausted, and I just wanted to troll through the book section to see if I could find anything just for fun. And somebody donated their entire collection of vintage science fiction paperback books. And that's just like, I mean, I was sat in a chair in the book section looking at the books for probably an hour and a half. I'm gonna do a video on my other channel. I have a channel just about books, especially science fiction books. I'm gonna do like a haul video there if you're curious. I'll put a link to the channel in the description. But God, it was so, I found so much good stuff. By the time I got done here, it was 7:30. There was a Goodwill close by that was closing at 8, and so I zipped over there to try to recoup some of my financial losses from the books, which is not a sound financial decision that I made tonight, but you know, I'm happy with it. So I zipped over there, and I apparently have never been to that Goodwill either. So there are these two big, good thrift stores within driving distance of my house that I didn't know existed somehow. So I was able to just blast through the shirt section and pull out some stuff to sell. Kind of in the 25th hour. Oakley, talked about it in the last video, and Oakley stuff, just solid bread and butter. Selling pretty well, not for crazy money, but just doing really well. Found a Robert Graham shirt. This is a flip cuff, flip collar. I do not price Robert Graham shirts as high as most people. This is $7. I'll probably price it no more than 30 just to be rid of it quickly. I have learned my lesson with Robert Graham. If you price for the moon, if you price like it's 2020 instead of 2021, then you're gonna potentially sit on the thing for a while. In my experience, here is a Marmot shirt, size small. I didn't realize it was a small. $6. This is a so-so buy. I just wanted to squeeze out a little bit more profit out of the day. I didn't look it up. Had I looked it up, I might have changed my mind on that one. And last piece is this Mountain Hardwear women's XL half button pullover hiking shirt. I think that's a women's. Yeah, that's a women's. And I had to screen this stuff pretty quick because they were closing, so there may well be flaws with this stuff. $7. So just some like decent bread and butter pickups there, nothing spectacular, but I will definitely be going back to that Goodwill, spending some more time there. Man, it was so good. It was just so good. It was one of those days where you forget that you hate your job. I probably shouldn't say that, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I get really sick of reselling, and then sometimes I have a day like today where it's just everything is working like it should, and it's really exciting, and it was fun to go thrifting with another person too, and I've been on my feet for the entire day, and you can tell the juice, the spice is flowing, you know. So yeah, check that video out on the other channel. If you, I probably just shouldn't weirdly scratch my inner thighs while I'm filming a video for 12,000 people. But thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.